Okay, so let's begin creating a part in Autodesk Inventor. We're going to start by finding the Inventor icon, which looks just like this, and we're going to double click on it. It's going to take a little bit of time to load up, so just be patient. Alright, so now once you get to this screen, yours is probably going to look a little different. I've got a bunch of previously created parts. But what I want you to do, go up to New, click on New again, and we want to make sure that we have standard IPT. So we're going to click on that to make sure, and then we come down here and we click on the Create button. Now once this screen loads up, this is our 3D modeling space. This is where we'll take a two-dimensional image or a two-dimensional sketch and turn it into a three-dimensional shape. Typically in Inventor, we start by creating the sketch first, so we're going to create this one today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to where it says Start 2D Sketch. I want to click on it and make sure that I'm clicking Start 2D Sketch. Once this pops up, we're going to click on one of these three planes. I'm going to click on this one right here. This is typically what I create all my parts on. And then now you'll notice we have another drawing space over here. Up at the top, we have a new set of tools. Before we start actually creating our shape, I want to come down here, and you'll notice that when I hover over this button, it says Snap to Grid. We want to make sure that this is turned on, and we know it's turned on because it's blue. So if yours looks like this, just come over here, and I want you to left click on it with the mouse and make sure it's turned on. This is going to help us create our sketches a little bit easier. Alright, so I'm going to come over to Line, the Line tool. I'm going to left click on it with my mouse, and then I'm going to find a spot over in this top corner. This is typically where I start drawing. You could start drawing anywhere though. And since I'm going to start creating this corner, I'm going to create this line right here first. I'm going to start up here so that I have enough room to actually draw everything. So I come over here and I'm going to left click on my mouse, and you'll see I got left click, and then I can use the right button as well, but I'm going to left click to start. And now once I left click, I can let go of the mouse. As I move the mouse around, the line gets bigger, and you'll notice that I can change the direction of it. But generally what we do is once we left click to start the line, we're going to get the line going in the correct direction. So I want my line to be, my mouse is moving on me, but I want my line to be horizontal. Once I get my line in the correct direction, my next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the measurement I want, which is how long I want the line to be. I'm going to press Enter on the keyboard. So this line right here that I'm creating is a 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do is type in 0.5, and then I'm going to press Enter on the keyboard. All right. Now, once I press Enter, my line is created, and then you'll notice that Inventor automatically goes and creates a second line. So this is the mistake that people make, is once they press Enter, now they click again. And when they click, it makes a new line. If this happens to you, hit Escape on the keyboard, and that stops the line command. And then you can come over here and actually left click on the line and press Delete on the keyboard to get rid of it. Now we can continue. I'm going to click Line again up at the top here. And this time, before I left click, I want to make sure that the little dot next to my cursor is green. So you'll see if I move it off a little bit, the dot turns yellow. If I come back, now it's green. Once it's green, I'm going to left click, and then I can continue making my lines. So again, I left click. Next thing I'm going to do is aim my line so it's the correct direction. This one I want vertical. And then I'm going to type in my correct measurement and press Enter. So in this case, since we're doing all of these little steps right here, those are all 0.25, 1/4 of an inch. So 0.25, I press Enter, and then I keep going. Aim my line, type in the measurement, press Enter. Again, I'm not clicking. All I'm doing is aiming and then typing in the measurement. So those are all 0.25. This next line coming down is going to be 1/2 inch. I come over, and now we're looking at this bottom portion right down here. That line is 0.25. I'm going to come up 0.25, and we're almost done here. This next one is 0.5. So again, you do the same thing every time. I aim my line, I type in my measurement, and I press enter. And then my final one, I can either aim it, press enter, or I can left click to connect it. And there we go. Now, once we have this done, we're going to come over here and we're going to click on Finish Sketch. Alright, we're almost there. So now I've got this two-dimensional shape, and what I need to do is make it 3 dimensions. So I'm going to come over to the Extrude button, I'm going to click on it, and then you'll notice right away that this popped up, so it actually extruded it, and what extrude means is to take the surface and add some dimension to it, or to stretch it out. I'm going to type in 0.25 right over here, because that's the thickness of my puzzle part. I press enter. And then, my last thing, I'm going to come up to the top here and I'm going to change the color of it. And you guys can pick whatever color you want. So I'm going to pick gold for this one. And now you can see this is my finished puzzle part. Once you have your puzzle part created, come over here, click File, go to Save As, and then up at the top here, you've got to make sure you find your folder that you recently created. So you go to your desktop, come down to your folder, click Save, and then if you want to, you can rename the part, or you can just call it Part 1, click Save again, and that is your finished puzzle piece.